it going, nerds? Good to see you. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I hope you're having a good one, because I am excited to be back with our little transportation company with a measly $2.3 billion. I think it's fair to say that things are going quite well for us right now. I'm certainly not going to complain myself, because 2.3 billion, man. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm hoping I can spend all of it. I'm genuinely wanting to spend all of it at some point, so hopefully that's an option that I'm going to have somewhere down the line. But I have been busy. I've been busy between episodes, just ever so slightly adapting one of our lines. So, over this way in Wolverhampton, or near Wolverhampton, we used to be moving sand out of here. And we used to be moving it up to there. I've decided to change that. And what we're doing now is we're going to be moving sand out of this train station. And the reason we're doing that is because essentially we can move it by train. We can take it up here to this new station that I've built, which, yes, looks like this. This was the only option I had for getting the tracks to loop around properly. I know it looks kind of silly, but it actually works, so I'm sticking with it. And then it just takes bricks everywhere that they need to go. I did go ahead and rebuy all of the trains for this line as well. And what I've essentially done with them is, let's see, this right here. We have 12 flat cars with side stakes to 6 gondolas. And the reason I've done that is because for every 1 unit of sand, we get 2 units of construction material. So for every 6 gondolas, we are going to need 12 flat cars with side stakes. In an ideal world with an ideal setup, which obviously this game has a little bit of loss, I think, when it comes to some of the resources. So we're going to need to account for that ever so slightly. But that's all right. It's not the end of the world. I'm also thinking it's probably not a bad idea to look in here and move the bricks delivery over to Terminal 2 right there, because Terminal 2 is a drop-off terminal for the oil sand, and I think that's going to help us out just a little bit. Now, that does potentially cause some problems, although it doesn't look like it's causing major problems. I'm just slightly worried about what that might do with signaling and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think we can pull that off. And it also means that the sand isn't going to get lost, and we're not going to have, you know, 74 or whatever it was being the excess amount. So the sand will stock up really nicely, especially with how much oil sand we are bringing in here. So that'll be absolutely perfect. And hopefully we're going to have one of our trains coming down here kind of shortly. Is that one of them? It is not. What are you moving? You're moving tools. Okay. Where are my new trains? Are you one of the new ones? No, what are you moving? You're also supposed to be moving tools. Am I blind, or am I just not seeing the new... Where are the new trains? Hello? Where... Oh, dear. Wait, hold on a minute. Serious question. Where actually are the new trains? Oh. Oh, okay. So they're going that way to begin with. I guess that's fine. So... I guess it's worth talking about the fact that this line did originally only have 2 trains, and they were considerably longer than the ones are now. And this line also originally didn't go to Yateley, which it now does. So it extends the entire length of the map, which is certainly something. I am wondering about the delivery. The delivery is actually going to be fine. We're not going to need any trucks for this, which is kind of fantastic. So bricks and goods are going to be moved into Yateley without any trucks being needed at all. And I'm honestly willing to bet that we're going to need more than 3 trains, if I'm completely honest with you. I'm also thinking that it might not be a terrible idea to grab one of the new trains and flip it. And by flip it, I mean... essentially go in here, build a little section of track like this, right? Just a little something, and then click on you and say, hey, bud, turn around. So we'll put it, you know, heading back to start picking up some materials. And I think that's actually going to be a good thing to do. So get rid of that bit of track, and this guy will have some sand and some materials in no time at all, hopefully. While that's going on, though, I want to take a bit of a look up here in Rochester, which continues to be quite busy. The northeastern line, they're doing all right, but generally losing money. I actually haven't looked at my lines in a little while. Where are we? So where are we losing money right now? We're losing money on the bricks delivery line. That's to be expected. The southern line is also losing money, which is also to be expected. Central fuel delivery, losing some money. Morton steel to goods production is losing money. Should you be doing that? Morton steel to goods production. Oh, we just got the Douglas DC-3. We just unlocked so much. Oh, wow. We got new trucks. We got the Class A4. We got the Zurich. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. The Douglas DC-3 is a big deal. That's a really big deal. Okay. That has me kind of excited. Let me have a look at this line real quick and let me remember what line I'm dealing with here. So, Morton Steel is not doing very good right now. Why is that? Why is Morton Steel not doing very good? So you have 200 and you are on the way back, but you are absolutely not going to fill up because there's only 57 there. So what about you? You have 79 and you are obviously on the way out and you're not doing very well either. Is that because we have an excess of steel? Yeah, I feel like it probably is. Basically, we're moving too much steel, I guess. And this thing can't level up any further. So I think we actually probably do, because we're going to start seeing that same issue pop up with the plastic production. In fact, I would hazard a guess that it potentially already has, because the shipment isn't very good. So yeah, we have another train waiting there. So I think this entire production line is slowing down and grinding to a halt simply because of the fact that we are basically producing too much. Which makes me think that honestly getting rid of the plastic production from here wouldn't be a bad idea. Because essentially we just don't need it. So I think that's kind of what I'm gonna do. So this is Honiton grain to plastic, Honiton plastic to goods. Let me get rid of both of those lines. So Honiton grain to plastic production. I need to get the vehicle management first, don't I? So what are we looking at here? Road cargo, Honiton grain to and Honiton plastic. Okay, so all of you need to go. All of you need to go. That'll get me a little bit of money back, and that's okay. And then looking at the lines, Honiton grain to plastic goes away. Honiton plastic to goods goes away. And that will at least encourage the production of plastic elsewhere. As for the steel, I mean, we probably could manage to get rid of the steel production that's happening here. I feel like that's maybe what I'm gonna do, just to, you know, because this, you know, I imagine these guys are making money, right? If we look at this entire line, 600,000 is great. And then if we look at this one, it's 1.7 million. It is good money, but I wonder, would we make more running the trains? And I feel like as much a risk as this might be, I want to get rid of the Honiton coal, iron, and steel lines as well. So Honiton coal is going to go away. Honiton iron is going to go away. Honiton steel is going to go away. We'll keep the lines going, but I think we're going to just keep, you know, all the vehicles gone for now. Looking down towards Morton Hampstead, we should start seeing production here ramp up a little bit because the demand is now going to jump up as well. So hopefully that happens, though I'm thinking that we might want to just increase So let me have a look here. Let me pin, not pin you, but you. So pin you. So coal to steel production is 474. Iron is 539. Okay. So that's fine. What we can do here is bring both of those up towards 600 because the maximum production on an ore mine is about 600, which they're both hitting. So if I manage these vehicles, replace them, they're currently moving iron. So let's use the dump truck, which has a capacity of 14 versus 7. That's gonna be great. That is actually gonna be great. That gives us a capacity of 1078. Now, that's obviously a little bit much. We'll take out a few of these guys because we do not need to exceed 600 on that. So taking out 10 brings us down to 809. Taking out, let's say 5 of you brings us down to 674. Taking out 2 brings us down to 620. Taking out 1 is going to be 593. Perfect. So 593 on that. If we manage these guys and replace all of them with this right here. Now we are having a bit of an issue up there. We'll deal with that in a second. We want to go ahead and get rid of 10 of these as well, because the rate is 927, which is a bad thing. So once the autosave kicks in, which it is hopefully going to do any second now, I can go ahead and just sell you guys, bring this down to 692. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sell gives us 573. Okay. I think we could duplicate one of them. 592. Perfect. So they're nice and sort of evenly matched. Now, where are we having problems? Train 17 and train 46 are doing what? Oh, it's this issue. Okay. So basically this signal needs to not exist. That's essentially what's happened there, is that signal needs to not exist. So let's go ahead, and I think we can fix this relatively easily by doing something like this and just flipping that train around. So we flip you around. You can cross over there. And then once you do that, I think I can flip you around again and everything will kind of figure itself out. So if I put you there and you go back across, you're potentially going to run into some problems. Oh, you two are blocking each other. Oh, no. No. Oh, man. That's terrible. Okay, I think I can fix this, though. Hold on. If I put a signal right there, it should let the purple train move forward. It did. Okay. So if the purple train ever stops, it's going to block the road, but that should, stop that from happening again. Now, let's have a bit of a look here. Is your production increasing? Not really. But we do at least have the new trucks, which is kind of cool. So we'll see. We'll see how this ends up working. I'm hoping for good things. I'm hoping production in this place, I think it is actually increasing, which is good news, potentially. I might, maybe. I will stick with potentially. We'll definitely stick with potentially good news. This thing here needs to be shipping a bit more, though. So that's steel to machines production. If I manage you guys and we select all of you and replace just with the tarpaulin truck. So what does that do for your rate? 186? That seems fine. They can move more than they were moving before, so should be all right. Then in terms of this, I don't know. I'm hoping that we see this thing really step up its game. Otherwise, goods production in the middle of the map is about to fall off, which was kind of our main moneymaker for a while there, but we'll figure it out. Now, what I do want to do is I want to go here. I want to manage these vehicles. We have 6 aircraft. I want to replace all of them with a Douglas DC-3 because that's going to give us a capacity of 60 for aircraft. which is kind of great. It's a beautiful plane. I love the chrome. I absolutely love the chrome. A seriously, seriously beautiful looking plane. Absolutely gorgeous. So at the moment, the good news is that this place has so much backed up plastic and steel that it can keep producing essentially as much as we need, although it's interesting seeing a bit less in the way of goods here and a bit less in the way of goods here. But it's still producing, and that's kind of what we need it to be doing. Now we do have some steel coming in there. It's not much, but it's a little something. And then with you, we have 200 plastic. We have you heading out with 200 goods. So things are still happening. It's just whether or not it's gonna, well, continue to happen. Because again, as we've kind of seen, it's producing, or rather it was. But I get the feeling that entire line is... no, I was going to say it's slowing down. I don't think it is. I think for some reason the trains might be a little slower than they have been, but that's potentially just because they're a little old looking at them. Let's replace all of them. Let's replace all of these guys, because we have some options. Well, I say we have some options. Oh, we do, actually. We do have some options. So if I go look at you, we've got a couple of electric options, which is cool. But we now have the Class A4, which can actually do 90 miles per hour. Now, it's not going to do that right now because obviously we don't have any tracks for, you know, going 90 miles. Well, we have a few, but not very many. The point being, the trains are not going to do 90 miles per hour. But 29 million to replace those trains is something I'm absolutely going to do because what else am I going to do with all my money, basically? There's not really anything else to do with it, so replacing the locomotives at the very least seems like a good idea. In fact, going down my list of train lines and replacing all of the locomotives with the Class A5 does not seem like a terrible idea. I've got to be honest, because again, yes, it's a lot of money, but what else am I going to do with it, right? So replace you, and that's 9 million. And we'll just go down the list. And there we go. I've upgraded all of our locomotives to this thing, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. And I also went ahead and added some completely new trains to the Northern Line. They are a bit longer. They have a capacity of 280 each. And I think they look kind of cool. They've got these new wagons on them as well, which just looks absolutely fantastic. Now, admittedly, I don't think we need 280 seats per Northern Line train. I don't think the line is actually that busy, but I think that's all right. The Northeastern Line's actually doing all right for itself as well. And even with spending as much money as I did, I think we're still making money faster than we are managing to spend it. At least I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we did just spend about $130 million on new trains, but I guess we'll see. In terms of losses right now, we are losing on the bricks delivery. We're losing on the Southern Line. We're losing on Central Fuel. We're losing on the Northern Line. In fact, a lot of our train lines are actually doing really bad for themselves right now, which is a bit of a worry, but you know, I say it's a bit of a worry. $2.2 billion kind of says otherwise. You know, one thing I'm really curious about is where exactly all of our bricks delivery trains are. So if I keep this pinned for a second, train number 9 is on its way to Yateley with 5 bricks. Train 11 is... I don't know what it's doing. I think it's on its way back from Yateley, but it's going to have to wait here for another train to pass. And train 50 is on its way to Yateley as well. So train 11 is going to be the first one to get back there because I think it's about to be passed by the other train in the line, train number 9, right? Or has train 9 passed it already? Let's have a quick look. No, it's about to pass it. So train 11 is going to be the next one to make a pickup, which is fine. That is okay, but here's where that ends up not being okay. It's not okay because we have so much sand waiting here. And we actually have some bricks waiting here as well. So let's make a change. I don't know how good of an idea this is, but I'm gonna get 5 trains on that line. I don't know that it's an amazing idea, but it's what I'm gonna do. And what I'm gonna say is I want you to load full load any with a maximum stop time of 2 minutes in Wolverhampton, and full load any with a maximum stop time of 2 minutes there as well. So that way it will hopefully do some good things. I also realize I don't even use that section of track that goes underneath there, do I? Because when the trains come all the way back up from Yateley, they first go to Wolverhampton, then into the Annex, then out to Epping, and then Rochester, and so on and so on. So yeah, we don't really need that weird bit of track, but just in case I ever do, I'm gonna keep it, because I don't want to, you know, need it and not have it and end up forgetting, you know, how exactly I want to lay that thing out. I'm also thinking that we could probably get away with a few less planes, because I mean, there's 34 people on planes right now. If I maybe went and sold 2 of these, we're still not gonna fill 4 planes, and I think that's okay. I also want to have a quick look here. There's no upgrades or anything like that for the airport, which is fine. So we'll just let the planes kind of do their thing. We'll let them chill, and that'll be all right. Looking here as well, the Northeastern line actually really busy, which is this guy coming in here. So 157 people on board. That's going to be 3 million for me right there. We've also just got a new train, which is fine. Are you going to fill up at all? You do fill up. That's kind of cool. What about you? That right there, seeing that many passenger trains coming in is so good. This guy is absolutely not going to fill up, but that's kind of okay. Are you able to cross back over to where you need to be? You are. You cross over back there, so that's all right. Just wanted to make sure we weren't going to end up in a situation where the train gets stuck or anything like that. So yeah, this thing is not going to fill up, but we are at least seeing a really nice and busy Rochester, which is what I like to see. This is one of our new trains. That's another new train. Do we have another one of those guys further ahead? I don't know if we do. It'd be nice if we did. It'd be nice if this... Oh my god, we have so much... We have so much fuel as well. Good lord. Okay. I mean... Are we moving much? What does this do? Let me manage that line real quick. This is the Bournemouth, Daventry, Bletchley line that's doing kind of amazing for itself right there. Do we want to change this up and start moving fuel to like Epping and Dawlish by train as well? I feel like we probably do, right? Because I doubt that Bletchley is... I mean, it's consuming a decent little bit of fuel. Daventry's doing all right. How's Bournemouth doing for fuel as well? Bournemouth actually has a couple of high-rise buildings in the middle there. Bournemouth's doing very well for fuel as well. Okay. I mean, they're all getting fuel, and that's great. Oh, man, this little train is... How's it doing? Is it full? It is. You know what? I want to make the central line better. I'm going to come back around to the central fuel delivery, but I want to make the central line better, because I like these little trains. So, let me grab this. Let me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go for a capacity of 200 per train, which we're never going to use, but that's okay. We're also spending, you know, it's $26 million being spent on trains that we probably are never going to fill, but that's fine. They're good-looking trains. That's obviously what's more important. So that's what we have going for us. Now, how is this looking? It is starting to run out, which is a bit of a worry. How is Morton Hampstead looking? Is it producing a good amount of steel? It's trying to. It's definitely trying to. Machines production is doing okay as well. I don't know, we might need to do something about that steel situation. It might have been a bad idea to get rid of the extra production, but we'll just leave it be for now until we find out. Actually, a good number of people wanting to move out of Daventry there as well, and some buildings appearing on the other side of the train station, which is exactly what I wanted. What about up here? How's it looking? Nothing yet in terms of buildings, but that's all right. I'll tell you what. I'm thinking what we're going to need to do, given just how much fuel is up there in Wolverhampton, is, since this train's empty right now, I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to modify this one. Because this one has a capacity of 180 right now. It is a 188 meter long train. So why don't we go in and just increase it until it's about 280, 297? Let's go for 280. So 279 in terms of capacity. And we'll go 1. We'll go 2. Let's go for 4 trains. That is potentially excessive. It's definitely potentially a bit excessive, but if it works out, it works out, and that'd be great. I'm also not sure where the trains are coming from. Which is... oh, there they are. Okay. It's a good-looking train. It is a good-looking train, so that's going to be kind of cool to have. Looking in here, how are we doing in terms of silver? We actually... so this is surprising to me that we have 4... or sorry, not 4. Well, 4 icons. We have excess silver because we have 4 trains on that line. That's kind of nuts. That is kind of nuts right there. What is the rate on this line? So the rate is 352. The rate on these guys for the silver to train is 317. But I guess the frequency is that much lower that it kind of makes up for it. What's the production here? 400. So the rate on you guys could arguably be a little bit higher, but I think, well, I say that you're maybe not. Maybe it couldn't be. I think we're fine regardless. We have so much moving around here. We got this guy heading out with a really good amount of silver. We'll hopefully have another one coming down in no time at all as well. What are you? What is this train? Also, that tunnel, let's just ignore it. Looks terrible. Now, what's really cool about all this as well is that we're finally seeing good numbers of people wanting to use planes. And when I say good numbers, I mean that the planes are generally ending up full with a few extra people being left over in the airports so that, you know, they have to wait for the next one. That's pretty good news. That is pretty good news. It bodes well for the future of aviation in and around this this whole company. So that's got me kind of excited as well. Honestly, I'm just really keen to see what we can do. I'm really keen to see what we can manage to pull off. I'm also thinking we might need to increase the stop time that we have. So if I go to manage line and we go to here, I feel like the stop time needs to be like 3 minutes. Maybe even 4 minutes, just to make sure that whatever gets dropped off gets turned into bricks and loaded onto a train, because this guy here is close to being full, but is not full, and we kind of need it to be. What is this one? So this is going to be... oh, we have a proper little bus right there as well. Okay. Man, I'm thinking that when we get to like 1950, I'm going to slow the game down again. Because it's starting to move really quickly. We're starting to see a lot of unlocks. So I do think slowing it down just a little bit might not be a terrible idea. The other bit of good news, I suppose, is now that we're moving a really good amount of the fuel, this thing should hopefully end up producing really well. And you are gonna... so you're gonna fill up, and that's good. I'm gonna keep an eye on that train once it gets to the next stop. Ah, here we are. So now you've run into a bit of a problem. This is kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. So why have you run into that problem? You have run into that problem because this train is so long that it's blocking where you need to go, which means that signal needs to not exist. But in getting rid of that, it's going to cause other issues because obviously this train needs to be turned around. So let's do that. Let's flip the train around a little bit, so it can go to there. And we'll hit you with a really quick turnaround order, if you wouldn't mind. So you can kind of head back to wherever it is you're going back to, so that the other train can do its thing. And if I go ahead and tell you to flip again, you're gonna come through and you're going to stop there, allowing this guy to pass, I think. But who's stuck now? Train 52. What's going on? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Hold on. What's happened? Oh, you've got... Oh, I see. Oh, I see what's happened there. Oh dear. These longer trains, man, they're causing us some serious problems now. So if I let you move forward, which... Wait, what? Oh no. That's not quite what I needed you doing. I need you going the other way. I need you going that way. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh boy. You're gonna get stuck again though, aren't you? Wait, maybe? Hold on. Can you slip past there? Just about. Just about. Okay. I'll tell you what we might have to do with this as well then. Is get rid of you, and get rid of that. Now that is going to cause some problems, but that's okay. We're going to move this back a little bit. And we're going to put the signal there. And we're going to hope that that ends up being okay. Man, these longer trains are causing serious problems. Like genuine serious problems now. Huh. Gonna be interesting when one of the even longer ones just backs up everything, isn't it? Gonna be really, really interesting. Now, let's see. Oh, I missed the train. Did you fill up? You did. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So these guys will hopefully fill up when they stop here. That'll get them all the bricks that I want them to get. Admittedly, it would be nice if they were carrying a little bit more, but if and when they upgrade, I imagine they will. You know, once we get better flat cars or something like that. So I think we're doing okay. I do. And we have a bunch more oil sand coming in. So what's that going to be? 12 million? I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. We have plenty of oil sand sitting around. Why is this guy... Oh, he's not waiting. Okay. So you're heading out. We actually have an excess of sand, which I'm surprised about considering we do have 5 trains that are supposed to be moving it, but I guess I'm at the point of thinking that maybe the 5 trains aren't quite enough, which is probably a fair assumption at this point to assume that the 5 trains aren't enough. So what if we... I don't know what way to necessarily change this, if I'm honest with you. What if we go and modify all of them and we say, let me move this up a little bit so I can see it better, move you down a bit. Can I move this? No, I can't. Okay. What if we were to say that each of these can have 1, 2, 3, 4 more sidecars and therefore 2 more gondolas? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 more of those. It might look kind of silly having them sort of this weird pattern or whatever it is, but I think it's about all I can do. I don't want to go too crazy with it, because if I do, we might end up in a situation where they can't, you know, properly pass each other. But at least doing that, you know, they can move a bit more. It's not much more, but it's a little bit more at any one time. And they're hopefully not going to get stuck. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm otherwise pretty happy with how things are going, though. We got the DC-3 plane. We've got people actually wanting to travel by air. We have a really good number of people coming and going out of Rochester. We generally just have a really good number of people coming and going, which is brilliant news. Looking down this way, I mean, Henley and Arden isn't doing too great. I think, honestly, my next project is going to have to be getting food down into all of these towns. So, Littlehampton, Redruth, Whitby, Tenterden, Henley and Arden, and Yateley doesn't want any, so that's fine. I think the best way to do it is probably going to be by utilizing this thing right here. So, I guess what we could do, and this actually would be potentially kind of perfect, is coffee berries from here going up to there and then coming back down to here. And that might also provide food for Fowey, or Fowey, whatever it is, and Honiton as well. So that'll be, because these things can level up quite a lot, so it'll be 1 to 2 for the food, so we will have a lot of it, kind of similar to the north west. And then I guess we go ahead and do some kind of train line that maybe goes, you know, from here through Redruth, through Whitby, kind of down. Well, maybe no, maybe it doesn't do that. Maybe it goes to Whitby and then out to Redruth, down to Littlehampton, down to Henley and Arden, down to Tenterden. Maybe it does make some kind of move up towards Honiton and Fowey as well. I think that would work. Alternatively, we do the superfood thing that I've been talking about for like 3 episodes now, and I keep teasing, and we just move it all by air out of this space. But I think having a second food setup down there might be kind of interesting, and I'm pretty sure it would work as well. So that's potentially what we're gonna do. In fact, I'm almost certain it would work, because don't boxcars carry berries, beans, and yeah, they carry food. So we could have the same trains set up to do a lot of it, actually. And because of that 2-to-1 ratio, so for every bean or every berry, you will get, it's every berry is 1 food, right? Because it's 2 berries to 1 coffee bean, but then 1 coffee bean becomes 2 food. Yeah, so it's 1 to 1 essentially in the long term. Oh, does that cause some problems though? Not really, actually. If we have 100 slots in a train, we'll move 100 berries, we'll turn them into 50 beans, and then those 50 beans get turned into 100 foods. So the train goes from full to 50% capacity to full again, and then basically we just go ahead and run a line, you know, around, you know, Whitby, Redruth, or maybe Redruth to Whitby up to Fowey, Honiton, connect up to this line. Actually, Great Yarmouth needs food as well, and it's not getting it. So Redruth, Whitby, Fowey, Honiton, Great Yarmouth, down to Littlehampton, down to Henley and Arden, to Tenterden. Maybe loop it kind of back around into here, and then send it all on that kind of weird journey again. I don't know if having the 1 train do all of it is a good idea. I mean, obviously it would be several trains, 1 line, but we will certainly find out is what we'll do. Are you producing anything right now? You absolutely are. You are filling up as well. How long are you going to be sitting there for, and can we fill you up completely is kind of my question. It's looking like we might be able to, which is very good news. Yeah, it's actually going to be able to without too much issue at all. So this thing will fill up and head out. It's not too long either, which is beautiful news. That's exactly what we want. We want it to be able to fit in there, and away it goes with some excess now going onto the platform. So that's good. Okay, so production is fine. We're still making ridiculous amounts of money. We are still doing everything that we need to be doing. And I am absolutely not complaining about anything that's going on here, because it's kind of nuts. Let me just have a cheeky little double check at something. Now, We do have a good amount of oil sand coming in here, which is great. That's going to just boost fuel production. Do we still have a lot of oil sand sitting over here? So a train just left, so we don't have as much as we would, but we still have 79 sitting there, so still a considerable amount. And we have all of these trucks kind of backing up quite a bit. I think we need to change this. I was about to just say that we could wrap things up, but there's a change I want to make here. I want a truck station. I want some nice long platforms. And what I want to do is no platforms on the left. I want to get this thing kind of as close to the road as I can, which is going to be about there. And what I'm going to try and do is make a really big drop-off spot for oil sand so that we can drop it off, not have the trucks kind of, you know, backing up down the road. And hopefully this will speed up the process just across the board for getting oil sand to where it needs to go. So street access there, street access can't go there. I guess that's all right. I don't know if this is actually going to be connected, but we're going to find out. So you cannot go like that. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I guess what I can do is bring that out and then curve it sort of like that, I guess. And now, do you connect to the train station? You do. Okay. So this is the oil sand line. If we go ahead and change it so that after the leak exchange, you go there and you don't go there, I imagine that's going to be useful. I would imagine that's going to kind of do better for us. Although I think we're probably going to need more lanes looking at all of this. So can I upgrade you? No. I can upgrade that one though, which is probably at least better than nothing, right? Now a lot of these guys are having to U-turn at the minute. That's okay. A lot of them are empty as well. A lot of them coming up here are empty. Oh no. Why are they empty? Do we not have a... Oh. So 600. What have I done? 656. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to make this even more interesting by replacing all of you with, I guess, this thing, which turns you into 1282. Yeah, like half of those vehicles need to go. That's kind of nuts. And there we go. We're down to 595 on the rate with 58 vehicles, which is probably going to be just fine for us. It's certainly going to help with the traffic situation just a little bit, and should get us just a bunch of oil sand coming up here in hopefully no time at all. Looking at it though, it's probably not a bad idea to go around and start replacing just honestly all of our vehicles. We still have a few places that are using some properly old vehicles, so upgrading just everything would be kind of nice. What are you moving? Stow Tools Delivery. Stow Tools Delivery is a little depressing to look at because it really doesn't do much anymore. It used to be one of my main money makers, but it's just not anymore, and that makes me a little bit sad. Because Stow is developed really well. It's getting all of the fuel that it needs. It's not getting anywhere near the tools that it needs, though. But it is a really nicely developed town. Like, seriously, it's one of my favorites. Thatcham, how's it doing? What's it getting? It's getting some things. It's coming along. It's doing okay. How is New Haven doing? I don't remember if we really provided anything here. Yeah, not really. It could be doing better. Brightlingsea is doing quite well too, although yeah, it actually looks okay. And then Tadcaster, how's it looking? It's actually less impressive than I would like it to be. I feel like we should probably make an effort to start moving more anything into Tadcaster, because what's it using for its... Oh, it's still using these things. We do also have a... Well, we don't have much. Where's the stone coming from? The stone's coming from here. Is it... Like, what's the rate right now on the sandy brick? The rate's 65. This thing's at 600 production. Man, that's a little embarrassing. So stone, let's replace you guys. Let's have a look. The rate's 181. Let me keep that pin for a second. Let me duplicate those vehicles. That gives us a rate of, what, 363. Let me grab like another... I've got 15 selected right now. Let me duplicate those. That gives us up to... What's 635? Okay, that was a little bit too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. That's 5. Sell those. And that's going to be 544. That's fine. So those guys are going to move a bit more stone, which is fantastic. And then look in here. I mean, do we have them sharing a terminal? We don't. I think what we can probably do is just upgrade all of these as well. So you guys and you guys as well. And then you guys as well. So we'll upgrade all of them to hopefully just move a little bit better. You know, move a bit more brick, get a bit more stone coming up here. And we'll hopefully see Tadcaster grow a little bit. Now, this episode has gone on for a fair bit longer than I intended it to. But I feel like it's been a pretty productive... I feel like it's been a pretty productive run. I feel like we're doing good things. Even though it's difficult to pinpoint any one thing that I really did. I feel like I just tweaked things and hoped for the best, which is, I suppose, the best way to play this game sometimes. But whether or not it's the most efficient is another story. I don't know. I don't know that it is. But I'm having fun, and I think that's what counts. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.